I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that. This sort of thing has cropped up before, and it has always been due to human error. Has the mission been completed? You know that I have the greatest enthusiasm.
And we are here at the finale of the Moebius Moonbus 155 scale from Space 2001, 2001 A Space Odyssey. And this has been a lot of fun to put together and a bit of a challenge from many different aspects as far as lighting and weathering and painting, and then just putting together a little base like that. So let's just talk a little bit about what you're looking at here. So from the front side, essentially what we've got right in there is the interior lit up with the red lights, and in person those red lights really look good. You can see it puts a red glow on top of that console for the cockpit, and then of course the red comes down onto it, and in person red comes down onto the onto that black pretty nice. So kind of pretty thrilled with that. From the bottom there, of course, you've got the landing gear has all been put in place, and the rockets are right there as well. On the side here, you can see we've got those lights that we put together, and you can see there where the windows are, again, those short windows. Not necessarily the large rake windows that were put in place. So after I had completed the painting and putting together the lighting on this, and there is a quick shot of the antenna, radar dome communications antenna for the Moonbus. What I did is I just took some black Tamiya, actually gunmetal gray Tamiya weathering kit, and put all the streaks on. Where I thought there might be a raised surface, I put those streaks on, and some got more than others, including putting the streaks into that vent and across the landing gear, as you can see right there, and which gives a pretty nice look in my opinion. I know it's might be overdone in some regards. It really looks black here in the photo, but actually in person it's not as deep as what you're seeing. So here's again a quick view of the back with the door that's been painted, and some of the accent lights that have been put in place, and then there is the decals. There's really only 6 decals come with it, and that's the USAA decal, and technically the manual only shows 3 spots, 1 spot being there and identical on the other side, and then another up on top, which would be this spot here for the USAA. However, I went ahead and put an additional one on the side, and on the other side at the same spot, and on the back a door of the Moonbus. So you can see here from the interior, we've got all of our space astronauts are in place, and I think you can see maybe, yeah, I think you can see that there's that green iPad. I don't know why I'm fixated on it, but it's just kind of fun that they're using an electronic tablet, that Kubrick thought of that so many years before it actually came into play. Now, I will say this, I have so much light in the bottom of this that the light blocking did not turn out well. You can see some of the light leaks here, and that's after 2 coats of black and 2 coats of white, and then a coat of white primer and a coat of white paint on the outside. So if you're doing this model, that plastic must be very, very thin, and if you're going to light block, I would add a significant amount to it. You know what, it does take away a little bit from the model, but for the most part, I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Something to live and learn with, and something to figure out for the next time. I do like the way that the lights turned out here. Those lights on that side actually look pretty good. Fairly thrilled with the spotlights, if you will. Again, light leaks and light bleed, I think is probably a better phrase for it. You can see that the rockets turned out pretty nice. I'm kind of pleased with the way that looks. And the base is just real simple. Again, that's just a little box that opens up, and I did put in a USB, I think it was 1800 milliamp battery block that basically you just open that little section up right there and turn the power on and off. I did not use switches for the side lights. I decided not to. And again, here from the front you can see some of the lighting in the kit, and I think I really like the fact that you can see the lighting in that that door, the brown vinyl door, and I like the way that turned out. Lots of challenges as we came together for this. From a distance, you know what? Just from right there, all of a sudden, I really like the way the Moonbus looks. It's got character, and some of the aging and weathering turned out pretty good. And you know, it just looks like if it's been on 4 or 5 trips, and this isn't something I suspect that you go out and go wash and deal with it. I think through there you might be able to see, if I can get the angle just right, yeah, almost there. You can see that green machine panel on the other side with the silver hammer and the green tarp that we put out before. So that is the Moebius Moonbus 155 scale from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And yeah, this will make a nice little addition to the kit, nice little addition to all the collection, if you will. And looking forward to doing the next model, which I haven't decided yet, but I'm sure as soon as I do, I'm going to do an unboxing of that and figure out how to go about producing it. So from that point, here is the last of the Moebius Moonbus from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And we'll just do one more pass around it. And I do like the way that that door turned out in the back. And again, did challenge my skill set extensively, especially with the weathering. So that's going to take me quite a bit of time to figure out how to do that much more lifelike. But I think the lighting I'm pretty thrilled with, except for the light blocking was pretty challenging. I like the way that the thrusters turned out. The rocket thrusters turned out pretty nice. And I like the way that the cockpit shows up on the screen. And when you look at that, that really is a nice look through and through. And from that, we will say thank you for tuning in to The Sloppy Modeler. Thank you for watching. I much appreciate your subscriptions. And if you like what you see, go ahead and please subscribe and like that video and hit that bell so you get notified when any new videos show up. So until next time, this is The Sloppy Modeler signing off. Thank you.